This conference will now be recorded.
Hello students, I'm Dr. Divya from TeenEinstein. Now we are moving to a new chapter in ninth biology, that is improvement in food resources. So this is our first part. So in this chapter we are learning about improvement in crop yield, how we are improving the yield of crop. See what are all the food resources, this crops and livestock, and also how we can improve the yield or the resources, how we can improve. That's what we are learning. So first, for improvement, animal husbandry part, that we need to improve. Then crop yield of each crop, that also we need to improve, right? To fulfill our needs, we need to bring improvement in food resources. So first, we know that all living organisms need food. Food is very important for all the organisms. Right? Food is very important thing for all the living organisms. And from food, water and all we will get. See, we know that this food that includes carbohydrate. Through all food supplements, what we are getting? Carbohydrate, then fat, minerals, vitamins, right? So we are getting proteins, fat, vitamins, all these from our food only, right? So all these carbohydrate, fat, protein, minerals, all these are helping for the development of body. For the body development, it is helping. Then for good health, then for the growth, for all these, food is helping, right? So food, both plants and animals, they are the major source or resources of food, right? We are getting food from plants as well as animals, right? We are getting food from plants and animals. So all these food or all these food materials, they are very important for living organism. Living organism need food, right? For what purpose food is getting utilized in our body? Food, it is for the body development, for the good health, then for growth of organism, for the development of organism, for the health of organism. For all these we need food. All the living organism need food, and this food mainly that include carbohydrate, then protein, fat, vitamins, minerals, all these are included in the food. So from food mainly we need all these things which are very important for the development of body, for the growth and good health, right? And from where we are getting this food? We are getting this food mainly from plants and animals. So they are the major sources of food for living organism, right? And how these plants and animals, they are giving food? Mainly we are getting this food from agriculture and animal husbandry, right? So we know that all the living organisms need food, and food, what are all the main contents of food? Carbohydrate, protein, fat, minerals, all these are the main contents of food, or that should be the main contents of food, which is important for our body, right? So this food is helping for maintaining good health, for the development of body, for the growth of body, for everything. Food is very important, right? And we are getting food from plants and animals, right? So we are obtaining most of these foods from agriculture and animal husbandry. So we know that this food that we are getting through agriculture and animal husbandry, we said, right? So usually now through social media or through news, everywhere we are getting the news, like they're trying to spread the news like farmers, they are doing a very good effort of farmers that is behind this production, right? So always they are making more production, they're trying to make more, right? Because our population is increasing, so but our land area is not increasing, right? And nowadays what people are doing, they are filling all agricultural lands, they are developing their houses or the apartments, everything they are doing, right? But our land area is not increasing. But what is happening there? Agricultural lands, they are taking permission, they are filling those lands, and most of the people, they are not ready. See, nowadays, youngsters and all, they are not interested in agriculture. And nowadays, people are getting an idea like they want to do or they need to come to this agriculture field, because that is also very important. Everything we can avoid, right? But what about food? Without food, can you imagine one day? So it's not possible. How many days we can survive without food? So food is very, very, very important, right? So you can do your work in that field also. So agriculture and animal husbandry, that we need to encourage those two fields, and people should come more to this field, right? People should encourage agricultural practices. So nowadays we are reading in newspapers that improvement in this production or agriculture production, that should be improved. Animal husbandry field, that also should be improved. So we need to bring improvement in agriculture field, right? Or agriculture field and animal husbandry field, in both improvement should be there. So here the question is coming, why we need that improvement? What is the necessity of that improvement? Why we need improvement in agriculture field, agriculture or animal husbandry field? Why is it so necessary? Why we are saying that we need an improvement? Because we are not able to meet the current level of production, that is not meeting the requirement, right? So you know that just now I said agricultural land is not increasing, it is same, right? And the population is increasing, number of organisms, living organisms which need food, that is increasing, right? Population is increasing, so we need to feed everyone. So for that we need more production, but our land area is not increasing. So what we will do? Our crops, we should change the crops, the yield of that crop should be changed. So we need to bring some improvements in that crop. So we know that in India, just think about our country. In our country itself, population is more, population is high, right? So our population, that is very high, and the food which we are growing or the agriculture practices which we are doing, the food crops which we are growing, that is not able to meet the demand of this population. Not meeting the demand of current population, right? So how we can solve this issue? So this is a very big issue. Without food, we can't think about one day. So how to solve? What is the solution? We need to increase the cultivation or increase the agricultural land, right? So or we need to increase, or we need to do this farming on more land, right? Farming on more land. That is one solution. But think, already we are doing cultivation and our population is increasing. So how can we increase the land area? Farming on more land. Is it possible? Now we know that. We know one thing, it's very clear, land area will be the same, but we need more food from the same area. We can do more cultivation, but the water, that is one issue. Climate is another issue, right? So everything we need to face. So every year, one or the other problem that is increasing. So India, we know that already that is intensively cultivated. So we do not have major scope. We don't have any scope or major scope for increasing the land area. Farming on more land, that is a solution. But here in India, land area we cannot increase, right? So we don't have any scope for increasing the area of land which is under cultivation. So it's not possible to increase the cultivation land increasing. That is not possible, right? So we got an answer for this question, farming on more land. Is it possible? So here it's not possible, right? So we cannot increase the area of land under cultivation. Therefore, whatever it may be, it's possible or not possible, we need to find out another solution to solve this issue, because we need food. Everybody need food, right? So increasing the land area which is under cultivation is not a possible way, or it's not a solution, or we cannot solve the problem through that way, right? So it's necessary to increase our production. Whatever may happen, we need to increase the production. Production should be increased, right? To meet the current population, production should be increased. So what we can do? We can increase the efficiency of crops, production efficiency of crop and livestock, that we can increase. So here the solution is, we can increase the production efficiency of crops and livestock, isn't it? So we can increase the production level or the efficiency of both crops and livestock. See, we said already, we need to meet the current population with the current production, right? So we need to take continuous efforts to meet the food demand by the increasing food production, right? So food demand of increasing population that we can meet with only one solution: increase in food production. Right? We need to increase the production of food so that we can meet the current food demand. So if we need to increase the food production, land area increase, that is not possible. Instead of that, we can increase the efficiency of crops and efficiency of livestock. That is a possible solution, right? And continuous efforts that's being done, and so far it's successful. The attempts are successful. So many successful attempts they have made. Still trials are going on. So we have a history of green revolution, then this green revolution that contributed to increase the food grain production. Green revolution means that increased food grain production. Mm. These revolutions mean that our natural resources are usually used more intensively. So as a result, there are many chances of there is important that therefore it is important that we should increase food production without degrading our environment and distributing or disturbing the balances, maintaining it. Okay. See, simply increasing grain production. Grain production. So simply increasing grain production for storage in warehouses. That cannot solve the production of malnutrition and hunger. So people should have many, or people should have money to purchase what? Food. So people should have money, or the things which we need to purchase food. So see, the majority of our population, that is depending upon agriculture for their livelihood, isn't it? Majority of population, majority of population, not completely. Majority of population depends on agriculture for their livelihood. That is depending upon agriculture. That is for their life. So increasing the income of people working in agriculture, that is for necessary to the people, or to the combat the people of hunger, right? So people are increasing, or the what we can say, major population, that is depending upon agriculture for their life. So increasing the income of people working in agriculture, if increasing those people who are working in agriculture field, their uh, income is increasing, means that will be good, right? So it's necessary to combat the problem of hunger. So for that, very important thing is live mixed farming, then intercropping, integrated farming practices. So such things, and for example, we can say combine agriculture with livestock, pop, fisheries, then beekeeping, everything. So there will be a question like how do we increase the yield of crops and yield of livestock? How to increase the crop yield? That's a question, right? So in this chapter, first we are learning the improvement of all these resources, food resources. So first we are learning improvement in crop yield. See, we know that cereals like wheat, rice, cereals, which are all cereals? Rice, wheat, then maize, sorghum. So all these, they are providing carbohydrate, right? They are providing carbohydrate. So they are providing carbohydrate for the requirement of energy. So as per the requirement of energy, what they are giving, the cereals, rice, wheat, maize, sorghum, then which is that sorghum and all, they are providing carbohydrate for energy requirement. Then what about pulses? Pulses mainly we can tell like uh, black gram. Black gram generally what we will tell urud dal. Then green gram. Green gram means moong dal. Green gram. Then pigeon pea. Then masoor dal or lentil. All these things that is giving protein, right? So from pulses, generally we are getting protein. Pulses in the sense under pulses, what and all will come? Black gram, green gram, pea, pigeon pea, all these they are getting protein, right? So they are providing protein, isn't it? Then the oil seeds. Oil seeds. From oil seeds in the sense groundnut seeds, then sunflower, castor, mustard, sesame. All these are oil seeds or oil seeds, which is including groundnut, sesame, soya bean, mustard, sunflower, castor. All these are providing fats, right? So that is providing fat, necessary fats we are getting from this. Then vegetables, fruits, spices, all these are giving vegetables, fruits, spices, and all. They are giving minerals and vitamins, right? Minerals and vitamins. So all these things are carbohydrate, protein, fat, minerals, vitamins. All these are important for health, right? So all these are important to our health. The amount of protein, carbohydrate, fat, mineral, vitamin, all these are very important at a particular amount in our body. Okay. So other than this, like some crops, like fodder crops, like berseem, oats, all these are very important for which one? Livestock. Okay. So there also some food items are important. Clear? And next we know that different crops. We know different types of crops are there, right? Different crops are there. So all these different crops, they need different conditions. That means all need, all the crops are not going to grow in similar climatic conditions. So all crops all need different climatic conditions. So all crops need different climatic condition, and they need different temperature, they need different photo period, and all these are for their growth. Okay, and to complete their life cycle. So they need different climatic condition, different photo period. Then what? Different temperature, Everything will be different. So that's how it is completing their life cycle. Okay. So duration, all these are related to the duration of this photoperiods, especially photoperiod, that is related to duration of sunlight, right? How long sunlight is present, according to that photoperiod will be different. And this growth, plant growth, we said, the growth of these plants or the flowering of these plants, all these are depending upon sunlight. Growth and flowering of plant, that is also depending upon sunlight. Sunlight is having a major part in the growth and development of growth and flowering of plants, right? So plants, we know very well, plants, what they will do, either we are cutting and planting plants, or from seeds plants are growing. First it will grow, or it will germinate, right? First it will germinate, then it will grow, then it will flower, right? So that time they will do photosynthesis. So through all these time, it will do photosynthesis. In the presence of light, it will synthesize food, right? In the presence of sunlight, so plants will manufacture their food in sunlight. That process is called as photosynthesis. Photo, in the presence of light, synthesis of food is taking place. That is called as photosynthesis. And there are some crops which are grown in rainy season. Some crops are there. Some crops in rainy season. Which are they? That is called as Kharif season. Kharif season, right? Rainy season. That rainy season is there, which is called as Kharif season. And this Kharif season, that is from June to October. June, that is our rainy season. June to October. This is Kharif season, June to October. Usually that will be the rainy season. And some other crops. Some crops will grow in rainy season. And the rainy season means we'll call it as Kharif season. And it is from June. Usually school will open during June. That time generally we'll see it will be a rainy season in South India. So June to October, that is called as Kharif season. And some crops, they are growing in winter season. Winter season, some crops will grow, that is called as Rabi season. Rabi season, the winter season, which is from November to April. November to April, right? Now you can see November to April, it will be so cold like winter, and that season, the winter season, some crops will grow during that season, right? See here, Kharif season crops. Kharif crops. We need to learn few examples for Kharif crops. Which are all they? Kharif crops means um, paddy, means rice. Paddy, then pigeon pea, then soya bean, green gram, black gram, all these, maize, cotton, All these are kharif crops. Means during rainy season it will be there, or it will grow well. Okay, they need that type of climatic condition. Then rabi crops, that is gram, then mustard, then wheat. All these are rabi crops. That means during rabi season they will grow. Okay, so during that winter season it will grow. This green gram, soybean and all, for that what is the problem? If they are growing in rabi or the winter season, what will happen? That some kind of uh, what is that, powdery mildew, that is one kind of disease, like powdery like appearance will come on that. It is a fungal disease, and that will reduce the yield, and that will spoil the whole leaf area, will be covered with that white powdery form, so that photosynthesis will get reduced. That plant itself will get destroyed, or that will get dried, because it cannot do photosynthesis, so the production will get stopped. Okay, so such issues will be there for plants during which season? During rabi season or during winter season. Kharif crops, that's why it will grow good during kharif season. Okay, and here in India, the food grain production, we have to increase the food grain production because population is increasing. So in India, it's the food grain production, or the production of these food items, that is increased. That's already increased, right? But the cultivable land area, that we cannot increase, or we have increased the in the possible way around 25 percentage land area, cultivation land area is increased. Okay, but increase in the, so India, there has been 4 times increase in the production of food grains. From 1952 to 2010, we are checking, production has been increased, but only 25 percentage increase in the cultivable land area. Only that much we can increase. But they have increased the production. So how has this increase in the production they have done, or how they have been achieved all this production increased? How they achieved this? See, if you're thinking about the farming practices, we can see, we can divide into 3 stages, right? So farming, how they increase, they change the farming practices. So how they change the farming practices? First, the seeds for planting, choice of seeds for planting, that has been changed. That is a better option, right? Then the second, the nurturing of croplands, that is another method, right? And then the third method, that is a protection of growing and harvested crop from loss. Growing crops, we can, crops are protected. See, once we are protecting, we need to, once we are growing the crops, we need to protect. Without loss, we need to protect them, right? Sometimes it will grow very nicely, but the insects, some insects or some, due to other reason, they may lose the whole crop, right? If heavy rain or heavy insects or something, some kind of problems that also may reduce the yield, right? One or the other reason that may affect. So from that, we are trying to protect the maximum. So we are getting more yield. That is one thing we can do. Then protection while growing also we can protect after harvesting also. Harvesting. After harvesting, we can protect. Both are very important. See, we got very good yield and the maximum yield what that crop can give we got. And we are storing that. While storing, if you are not able to store that properly, what will happen? Again, you are going to lose everything. So after harvesting, that is called as post harvesting. Post harvesting. Post harvesting technologies that also should be improved. How to save this without any loss? See, after saving also these grains and all, they'll get affected with some insects, right? If one is coming inside, that will increase their number, their population, the insect population will increase. You will lose whole grains, right? So we can protect that condition. So post harvesting, after harvesting also we can protect. So everything we need to keep in mind. The major groups of activities for improving crop yield that we need to check. The major groups of activities. Major groups of activities for improving crop yield. Improving crop yield. Which are the major activities that we can classify as? Crop variety. First one, crop variety improvement. See, the crop variety which we are generally whichever you are using according to our climate condition, according to our field, according to our soil, everything we are going to choose a crop variety. Right, any rice variety we are going to choose. So some need more water, some need more other nutrients and all, so that it will give good yield. So according to that, the best crop variety we are selecting, and in that itself we can bring improvement, right? In that crop variety, maybe disease resistant variety. See, some uh, varieties will be there. If without disease, that may give very good yield, and by chance disease comes, that will reduce the yield, that may reduce the yield to half. So we can bring improvement, and some varieties will be there which is giving very good yield, but some diseases can reduce by chance it is, but that is doesn't that particular variety doesn't have disease resistance. So if it is not having disease resistance, by chance disease comes, the whole deal, the 100% or 90% yield may go to 50%, 30%. It is according to the infection. How much it is getting infected, according to that yield also will get reduced, isn't it? So what we need to do, crop variety should get improved. The same crop variety which is giving very good yield, in that we need to bring improvement. Right, improvement in the sense that may be disease resistance improvement or with less water. See, one place that their disease issue is not there, but water is less in that season. So according to the condition, it should get adjusted. So that kind of improvement in less water, how we can improve the yield. So in every way we need to conduct the researches, right? The variety improvement is one method where we can bring more crop yield. By using that, we can bring more crop yield. That's one way. Then crop production improvement. See, we can see that variety will be good. See, improved variety means we can do that character, that variety character we can change. Maybe disease resistance. Due to that disease, it may be able to give whole, means up to 90-95% production it can do, but due to disease it is the production is getting reduced every time. So that time, that variety improvement we can do, we can include the disease resistant disease resistance character to that one, and we can improve the particular variety. Here, crop production improvement, already it is producing, but that production we can enhance, or the production, how it is producing, that we can change, right? So the production improvement we can do, right? Like the cropping system we can change, cropping practices we can change, and that's how it can give more production, right? Then the production management. This is also another method. See, production management, how we will do that? See, we know that so many agriculture practices or different types of agriculture practices are going on, right? So India, we know that a very small race, more than this in other places they are doing agriculture practices, right? So more or less the informations, finally we need to collect informations from other places and their agriculture practices, how they are conducting successfully, all those knowledges or ideas we need to get. So the money or financial condition which is allowing that farmer to take up different farming practices, that we need to think about such things. See, there is a relation, like when we are giving higher input, yield also will be high, right? So the cropping system, the production practices, such less cost production practices which is giving higher yield, we need to think about that in different level. We need to think about the production management. So mainly we need to search about the no cost production with low cost production and high cost production practices. Both we need to differentiate, and we need to find out low cost production and high yielding seasons, right? So in that way we need to plan, right? So major groups of activities for improving crop yield, what and all we need to do to improve the crop yield. See, first we need to do the crop variety improvement, whichever we are using generally. We need to find out what and all the problems which we are facing by selecting such crop variety. So that crop variety which is very successful in that land, in that land area, first we need to see the plus points. It may be yielding good, but if any other circumstances or conditions comes, that yield is reducing. So that we need to find out, and we need to improve that area, right? Then the crop production improvement. That crop production improvement, we need to improve the production of that crop. Then crop protection management. That crop we need to protect. Okay, so these are all the main things which we can do. See, crop protection management, how we'll do? See, we know that weeds, insects, all these diseases, all these we need to control, right? Within right time, which is going to damage the crops. So we need to take care of that things. It may be weed, it may be insects, or whatever may be. We need to manage the crops well, even though during production and after harvesting, post harvesting, both we need to take care. While storing the grains also we need to take care. Okay, so about all these three we have to study in detail. So in the next class we'll be learning The crop variety improvement, crop production, and how to do the production management, everything we'll learn in detail. So now in this part we have learned about first the introduction, what is improvement in food resource, what do you mean by that, and how the agriculture practices are helping us to meet today's demand of food. Then first we said how we can increase, we need to, population is increasing, so the need of food is also increasing, so we have to increase the yield of crops and livestock. So what and all we need to do, improvement in crop yield we need to do, whatever crops are there right now and their yield whatever we are getting, that should be increased. Okay, so all these, okay,